Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we are going to be doing some Master League, Go Battle League practice. Again, I'm assuming it's going to be blind 3, best of 1, we'll see. It might be something different, but I'm assuming it's going to be the same as what we saw in the Battle Arena at GoFest. So my team of 3 that I'll be using today will be Giratina Origin, Togekiss, and Dialga. I don't think this is necessarily. I think this is a pretty good team. I don't think it's necessarily a great team, and I'll walk through some of the issues I had as I was going through this team. So I'm going to lead off with Giratina. I like Giratina because it's like pretty flexible, and I like utilizing Dialga as a safe switch, just because even in its worst counters, it can still draw a shield. So this is a pretty good matchup for me. Kyogre does now have its better move of Surf. So anyways, I'm going to go for the Ominous Wind. Actually going for the Shadow Ball, hoping that it wouldn't shield. And then this is the one thing I struggled with was actually Dialga switch-ins. Just because like it's hard to switch in a Togekiss, just because then you're going to have to burn both shields before the charms will actually KO Dialga. So I saw that the attack dropped sharply because of the Draco Meteor. So I'm going to take it out, and let's see what comes in. It's going to be Kyogre. I'm okay with this. Like, anything that hits going to hit for neutral damage. She goes for the Surf. I'm not going to be able to get to this Draco Meteor, so I'm just going to settle for this Iron Head, which would not do very much damage to Kyogre, as you can see there. Kyogre, pretty good Pokemon. Just not that good against this particular team. Just because 2 of my Pokemon do resist Kyogre's Waterfall. And I get the Ominous Wind boost, and this thing is an absolute monster with the boost. And then here comes Mewtwo. This is going to one-shot Mewtwo. Shadow Ball. Mewtwo is kind of glassy in Masters. Very good Pokemon, but kind of glassy. I'm able to take the first game there. And GG. Next one. Okay. Took a couple shots there. I'm going to again lead with Giratina Origin. I have new lighting, as you can probably notice. Let me know if it's too bright, too much emphasis on my face. I actually think it looks a lot nicer, but maybe a little bit too bright. Anyways, not a great matchup for me. So I switch out into Togekiss. I don't have Flamethrower, first off, because I forgot. So I am going to go for the charge move, hoping that I draw the shield anyways. Because they think it's Flamethrower, so that's good for me. Can farm down, which I'm okay with. Like, I obviously would have preferred Rock Slide coming through, but obviously I can't necessarily ask for that. So I'm going to switch out into Giratina, and I see it's Flash Cannon. So this is a really good sign for me. So I'm going to Ominous Wind to draw the shield. Or put it pretty low. And put it pretty low. I'm gonna. Okay, no, I'm not gonna switch out. Apparently, I'm gonna just let this go through, and then here comes Dragonite. Not a particularly great situation for me because this Dragonite has quite a bit of health, and quite a bit of energy. So. But I'm able to just barely KO before another Dragon Claw comes through. This Melmetal is very low, and I was going to farm it down regardless just because it didn't have like a superpower, for example, so it wasn't really that big of a threat to me. And now all I have to do is Draco Meteor this Mewtwo. Likely going to be Psystrike. Oh, Ice Beam. Okay, all right, no problem. Gonna Draco Meteor. Draco Meteor does a lot of damage, so pretty nasty move. Obviously, the result is a 2-stage debuff afterwards, but a huge nuke. I think it's like 130 damage for 55 energy, so a really good trade-off. Oh, okay. Why did I put this match in twice? Okay, for some reason I put this match in. Did I battle someone else? I thought I battled Country Nerd already, or did I battle him twice? Nice switch in by him. Did I battle him twice? Okay, anyways, doesn't matter. It's a nice switch, and I'm going to switch out into Togekiss, hoping that it's actually Bite, and it actually turns out to be Bite instead of Smackdown. Smackdown definitely would have been worse because obviously it would deal super effective damage. and then as well it would have got to the charge move much faster with Smackdown than Bite. So Togekiss comes back in. I'm gonna Ancient Power right away. Um, like Lugia is such a tank that it would probably be able to tank that Ancient Power pretty well, to be honest. So Sky Attack goes and KOs, which I'm totally fine with. I come in with Dialga here. I'm not. I guess Dialga because it resists all the moves that it has, and then he switches into Giratina. This is actually a very good position for me. Uh, no, it doesn't shield, and all I need to do is shield this whatever move this is, Shadow Ball or Ominous Wind, which ends up being Shadow Ball, and then because it's Shadow Ball, I can easily farm down. Might have been able to get off a charge move with Ominous Wind, but Ominous Wind wouldn't have done that much to Dialga anyway. So here, and then I'm in a very good position right now. So Sky Attack, Hydro Pump, doesn't matter. It resists them both. As you can see, doesn't do very much damage. I probably am going to get fainted. Nope, I do end up getting to this Iron Head. And almost taking it out. I wish Iron Head was like a little bit stronger, but that Sky Attack doesn't end up taking out Dialga anyway, so I end up being in a pretty good situation. So able to take the first three games there. Next one I'm going against Clash of Cliff, always a really tough competitor. Someone super tough. I haven't battled him a lot in Masters. I haven't battled a lot of people in Masters, so I'm like far from an expert in Masters. So just trying to apply some decent principles. So it leads with Togekiss. So my strategy is like if they come in with Togekiss, is I'm going to come in with Dialga. The reason why I want to come in with Dialga is because a lot of people think like, oh, Dragon versus Fairy, pretty good matchup, but I could actually win the one shield matchup, and even if I end up losing the two shield matchup, I can draw both shields and still be up a shield. So likely this is going to be Earthquake. Not going to KO me, and I'm like absolutely desperate. But it ends up burning energy, which is fine with me. Both of these are pretty bad. Regice is actually very good against my team, so one of the huge flaws on my team for sure. I should have went up for Shadow Ball, to be honest, because I don't think he's going to end up shielding this. I was actually, maybe I was hoping for the boost, but I probably should have went up for Shadow Ball. Ominous Wind is a pretty weak move, so I am going to look to farm down. I should have farmed down. I should commit to farming down. Very unlikely that he's going to get to Earthquake, so kind of a bad move on my part. And I switch out into Togekiss, hoping to mirror, and I know he's looking to burn the shield. And then I think he switches out into Dialga. And what I should have did here is I should have threw the Ancient Power. If I had Flamethrower, I definitely wouldn't be able to get to it, but wrong moveset. And then I end up in a pretty poor situation here. If I would have thrown the Ancient Power, not that it would have done necessarily that much damage, but I probably could have farmed down. Let's take a look. It probably does like only like 10% of Dialga's health, but I definitely would have been able to be more comfortable farming down. And I should have went for Shadow Ball here. Maybe actually no. I needed the what am I talking about here? Togekiss versus Dialga. So Flamethrower, if I would have had it, would have did 1/3 of the damage, which would have been pretty good. But even Ancient Power does almost a quarter of Dialga's health, so a huge mistake on my part. Leading Togekiss again, so I'm going to switch out to Dialga. Again, I'm looking to because of the steel typing and because of Iron Head, going to do a lot of damage if this goes unshielded. And it ended up going unshielded, which is very favorable for me. But here comes Machamp. And you just see like how much damage I'm doing to Machamp. And because I switch in Dialga in, I can either draw a shield or do a lot of damage. And then I switch out into Giratina, and it does have Rock Slide for some counterplay, but I'm in a very good position. These Rock Slides are not going to do very much damage, and the counters are not doing very much. So I'm going to look to farm up just a little bit more. Actually, do I farm all the way down? I think I do. And then I'm looking to land this Ominous Wind to either burn the shield or take out this Togekiss. And I take it out, and I get the buff, which is huge, huge for me. So what I'm going to do right now with the buff is I'm going to allow myself to be tanky enough to get off 2 Ominous Winds, which would do a lot of damage to the Dragonite, and then I'm going to switch out into Togekiss and then win this match. Likely just give me a Dragon Claw. Even a Hurricane from... I guess the only thing Dragonite can do... Draco Meteor would do like 55, do like 1/3. Hurricane would do about just over half. But very unlikely people have Hurricane. 65 energy is just way too much. I guess you could have Return. About 70 energy. No Stab actually does less damage. So GG. Very vulnerable to Togekiss switch-ins. But what I'm hoping when a Togekiss lead and I switch in Dialga is my best case scenario is that they stay in. They allow me to get off two Iron Heads. I don't know if I can get off 2 Iron Heads and not shield the Ancient Power. Let's see. So again, I immediately switch out. Let's see here. No, so let's see here. So if they go just for the Ancient Power, I'm actually just going to be slightly short. Maybe if I was level 41, I could survive. No, I cannot. Almost there. So I can survive like if someone switches in on Togekiss, but I do need to shield Ancient Power in order to. So he switches in Mamoswine, which is a pretty good switch in, but the Iron Head is going to do a lot of damage. It's kind of squishy. So not in a particularly great situation. I don't really have a appropriate counter for Dialga, which is actually not great for me. And I'm going to go for the Ominous Wind to draw the shield. These Dragon Breaths are hurting. And then what I do here, I just actually let this go through. Iron Head, and then switch out into Togekiss. I need this shield for Togekiss in case another Iron Head comes through. And as well in year 4 the Togekiss here. And I should have been. I kind of like meet in between. I should have either committed to the charge move or committed to firing off it right away. But it ended up being okay for me because like this Iron Head would have KO'd me anyways. And then I just need to get to this Ominous Wind. Which I'm just barely able to get to. So nice play. I don't really have... I got to account for potentially an alternative team I might try is like something that better accounts for Dialga or Steel types in general. So my next opponent is Behaz, a very tough competitor as well. So in this matchup... So just because I kind of got distorted from the last Metal Mellow I fought, I was hoping it was going to be Rock Slide Iron Head. And as well, I was hoping to catch the Rock Slide. He's clearly QSAing me here, which is something that I should have picked up. Just because like my Shadow Claws are doing way more damage. I think he ends up shielding this. So without Flash Cannon. So with Flash Cannon... No, either way, if he has Flash Cannon or not, I end up winning that particular matchup. So I have no idea why I do this. I know why I do the switch, because I was hoping it was going to be Rock Slide, Flash Cannon. I was hoping to catch the Rock Slide. Ends up being Super Power, which is super bad for me. And I go for the Iron Head, hoping to do a lot of damage to this Togekiss. He ends up shielding, which is a very good move on his part. So I'm not in a particularly great situation right now. Switching out was definitely a huge mistake on my part. I'm going to shield. And really what I should be doing is I should be counting to 8 charms. Oh, he gets the buff. That's why. Or otherwise I would have charmed down. Because clearly I'm getting absolutely mauled here. And I actually don't even think this actually KOs. It doesn't. Which is totally terrible for me. And I switch out. Oh, yeah, this is horrible for me. So I go for the Ominous Wind. and it doesn't KO. I probably should have committed to farming more and utilizing the shield. He ends up switching out to Mewtwo, and uh, you know, he makes it look like I can get to the Shadow Ball, but he clearly has a Side Strike on it. So like two more, could I got to the Shadow Ball? Yeah, it looked like it, but it only takes 5 Psycho Cuts to get to Side Strike. So definitely would have lost a race to it. So I was hoping to get the boost. So GG, very well played. Huge mistake on my part, switching out, losing switch advantage. Because then I don't know if I would necessarily won in the back, but so this is a good matchup for me. He switches out to Togekiss. I'm gonna counter switch into Dialga, and I'm gonna put the Iron Head through. So this is my strategy. If he doesn't shield, then I'm not gonna respect the Ancient Power. Just because the Ancient Power doesn't do very much damage, I only need to shield the Ancient Power if I need to get to 2 Iron Heads against Togekiss. So he ends up coming with Snorlax, and then I'm able to get to the Iron Head, which is going to do a decent amount of damage to Snorlax. Snorlax is very tanky, though. He probably thought it was Draco Meteor. So obviously I'm not going to come in with Dialga, right? That would be pretty terrible. And switches out. I switch out into Giratina. Again, I don't know why I keep going for Ominous Wind. I gotta bait up. Like no one's gonna shield Ominous Wind, especially Dialga doesn't have like a super high attack stat. Then I'm not shielding this is kind of dangerous on my part, to be honest. And I try for the farm down, but it's not working because these bullet punches are doing neutral damage, and Metagross has a very high attack stat. I probably could have did it, but I didn't want to risk getting hit by a Meteor Mash or having to burn a shield on Togekiss, so just wasn't worth it for me. So I am getting the Charm through here, which is absolutely huge. I just want to measure how much this Body Slam is doing. So I look like I'm in a very good position right now. I'm going to shield. It does take him, I think it's like every 4 charms I do, he can do another Body Slam. So he should be able to do one right here. And as long as I survive this, which I will, because Togekiss is by far the tankiest charmer and has like pretty good matchups. So able to win that matchup. What I like about this team, so I do like the combination of these three. I thought they played off really well. I think the Dialga switch in is something that people should definitely utilize, because even a Machamp switching onto Dialga has to shield. Like there's no way. So if we go Machamp, so Dialga wins the 0 shield, so you have to shield as a Machamp, and then because they have to shield and they can't even farm down, like the counters just don't do enough damage. Do I outpace? Let's see here. I know you can't see this, but if they try to counter down, I guess if I throw the Iron Head, let's see here. So if I throw but same thing. If I throw the Iron Head, they still have to throw a charge move, and because they have to throw a charge move, they're going to be at way lower energy. You're going to be in a way more you're going to be able to farm down afterwards with Giratina, and then put yourself at a pretty good advantage. And unless they're, I don't even know what they could possibly have. Like I said, they come with Snorlax and they can absorb the Shadow Balls, or Ominous Winds. If you're going against a Charmer afterwards, you're still in a pretty decent situation. So I definitely like that. I didn't take into consideration a counter to Dialga and to Togekiss a little bit better. I didn't really necessarily have an answer. My answer was to Mirror, which is not necessarily the best situation. So definitely would want to try something that could potentially beat both Dialga and Togekiss. I don't know off the top of my head right now. Maybe Swampert could beat both. I'm not sure if Swampert post nerf can beat Togekiss. I know it can beat Dialga just double Earthquake. So it ends up losing to, just because it just does not do enough damage. It's just not tanky enough. Maybe at level 41 it can survive one more charm. Let's see here. No, it cannot. It's right at the Hydro Cannon. It has 10 health left. The charm does 16 damage at level 41, so just not enough. So I wouldn't want something that would be able to beat both. Maybe like Heatran, Heatran, or whatever you want to call it, would be a pretty decent option as well. So, anyways, I'm gonna experiment, try a few more battles. Let me know if you want me to post more Go Battle League practice prep sessions, and I will see everyone in the next video.